The galaxy noticed it first in the trade reports. Human colonies were not sending their shipments. No new messages came from Earth. No traffic from Terran space. It was quiet. Too quiet. The Galactic Trade Network flagged it as a glitch. A small error. They would fix it soon. But the silence continued. One day, then a week, then a full galactic cycle. Something was wrong. In the center of the galaxy, the Galactic Council met in emergency session. Ambassadors from over 200 species gathered. All were confused. All were worried. The human seat was empty. "Where is Earth?" asked High Speaker Jaren of the Valari. "They have not replied in 16 rotations." Ambassador Threx of the Zuldani stood up. "Maybe they are hiding, testing some new stealth tech. You know how humans are." "No," said Lady Vorin of the Rithari. "Humans always talk. Even when angry, they send warnings. They do not vanish. All screens showed the same thing. No signal, no response, nothing. The Council sent scout ships. They were told to observe, not engage." The first scout arrived near the human colony on Nova Terra, a planet that once had 12 million humans. Now, nothing. The buildings were clean. Lights were still on. Shields were active. But there were no life signs, no bodies, no blood, no signs of attack. It was like the humans had simply stood up and walked away. Commander Velkun of the Rokan Empire led a small team down to the surface. "Keep weapons ready," he said, though there was no danger in sight. The streets were empty. A cup of coffee sat on a bench, still warm. Children's toys were left mid-play. Ships were in hangars, untouched. There were no signs of war, disease, or panic, only silence. Velkun touched a control panel on a wall. It lit up. "Welcome back, human user." His eyes narrowed. "I'm not human." The panel did not respond. The crew found more strange things on. The roof of the city tower, someone had written with glowing stones, "We chose to leave." Below it, "Do not follow." Velkun sent the image to the Council. Panic spread like fire. News hit the galactic networks. Humanity gone, no trace left behind. Mystery in the stars. Where did Earth go? Did humans ascend to another plane? Speculations ran. Wild. Some said humans found a higher dimension. Others believed they had built a new galaxy somewhere far away. The more fearful ones believed humans had made a terrible weapon and were preparing to return. In the shadows of the council hall, a secret meeting took place. 10 leaders from 10 powerful empires gathered. They were not here to mourn humanity. They were here to plan. "This is our chance," said General Krall of the Dominion. "With Earth gone, we can take their systems." "They left behind strong technology," said Vizari of the Hive. "Their AI, their weapons, their data. Ours now." "But what if they come back?" asked Grand Mistress Ilori of the Dry. "What if this is a trap?" Silence filled the chamber. They did not know. That was the real fear. In a quiet sector near the galactic edge, a young explorer named Talon was passing near Juno Station, a human science outpost. He knew something. Was wrong even before he landed. His ship's AI whispered, "No human response. All systems online. Proceed with caution." Talon entered the station. It looked normal, clean, organized. Machines still running. In the lab, a message blinked on the screen. "If you find this, do not search for us." Talon leaned closer. Another line appeared. "We did not leave to escape you." He frowned. "What does that mean?" Suddenly, the station lights turned off. A low hum began. The screens lit up again with one word: "Observe." Talon ran back to his ship. He launched without hesitation. Behind him, the station powered down completely. Back at the council, panic turned into fear. Across the galaxy, more strange things were found. On a moon near the Varan Empire, a human listening post activated without warning. It sent out a single signal in all directions. "We are not your enemy, but the enemy is coming." Then silence, again. The Council ordered full surveillance on all remaining human systems. They wanted to understand, they wanted control, but nothing worked. Satellites failed, probes vanished, ships disappeared in empty space. Some said they saw shadows moving in hyperspace. Some said they heard human voices in their dreams. Some simply went mad. Then came the worst sign of all. Earth was gone. Not destroyed. Gone. Astronomers looked. Telescope feeds showed the solar system as empty. Where Earth should be, there was a faint blue light, and a massive scar across space, like a wound in reality. One scientist tried to send a drone through it. The drone vanished. 3 seconds later, her lab exploded. Only the words on her monitor were saved. "The gate is closed. Wait for the return." Fear became terror. Old enemies made peace quickly. The galaxy began to prepare for war, but they did not know against who or what. On a distant planet, a child looked up at the stars. He was of the Thalari race, born after humans vanished. His people told stories of Earth, of war, of peace, of music, of fire. He asked his teacher, "Why did the humans leave?" The teacher shook her head. "No one knows, child, but we all feel it." She looked at the sky. They are still watching. Far, beyond the edge of known space, a hidden fleet floated in the dark, ships larger than cities, silent, sleeping. At the center was a command ship, black as night. A single light blinked on the bridge. A voice spoke, calm and deep. "Phase 1, complete. Awaiting trigger, from me." "The darkness," another voice answered. "The galaxy is afraid. Good. Let them wonder. Let them prepare. When the veil breaks, we will return." And then silence again. The message spread like wildfire across the stars. Humanity is gone. No war, no explosion, no final warning. They just vanished, and now the fear was growing. Every race, every empire, every leader asked the same question. Why? On the planet. Zareth, news screens showed shaky footage of abandoned human cities. Alien reporters stood in empty spaceports, speaking in serious tones. No sign of life. Human systems still run, but no humans found. A child pointed at the screen. "Did they die?" His mother whispered, "No, sweet one, they left, but no one knows why." The family looked up at the sky. The stars didn't feel safe anymore. In the council chamber, tension was rising. Ambassador Takarn of the Uran Empire slammed his clawed hand on the table. "This is unacceptable. We must invade their space and take control." Lady Vorin of the Rithari stood calmly. "Invade? And if they come back? Then what? They left, didn't they? Maybe forever. Or maybe they're watching, testing us." That sentence made the room fall silent. Then a strange signal appeared. It came from the edge of known space. A deep, repeating pulse. Not in any language, but it carried a code. Only humans used that code. The Council sent a probe ship. Fast, small, silent. When the probe reached the signal's origin, it found an object, a human beacon, old, damaged, but still working. It was floating near a dead sun. The probe scanned it. Only one word pulsed from it. "Observe." And then the probe vanished. No explosion, no trace, just gone. News of the probe's disappearance caused chaos. People began rioting on outer colonies. Markets crashed. Ships refused to fly near Terran borders. Pirates who entered abandoned human. Space began disappearing too. One survivor came back in a half-broken ship. He was shaking, bleeding, speaking nonsense. "The stars spoke to me," he whispered. "They said, "We see you." Then he died. No wound, no poison. Just fear. Across the galaxy, empires began building defenses, orbital cannons, sensor grids, drones. Some said humanity had become something more. Others said they had built a new empire in another dimension. No one knew the truth. That made the fear worse. In a dark chamber on planet Cora 7, a secret meeting took place. Agents from 5 powerful races sat at a round table. They called themselves the Silent Five. They spoke only in code. We must know where they went. A hologram showed a map of the Milky Way. "We believe the humans opened a rift here," one said, pointing at the scar where Earth used to be. "But we don't know what's on the other side. Then we must follow." "No, not yet. Too dangerous. But the longer we wait, the stronger they become." The decision was made. A stealth ship was built, equipped with ancient human tech. Its mission: enter the rift and report back. Elsewhere, strange events began. A human-designed satellite reactivated in orbit of an alien planet. It hadn't worked. In 30 years. Now it broadcast a message: "You left us behind, but we still wait." People nearby began having the same dream. In the dream, a human voice spoke to them. "Do not fear, but do not reach too far, not yet." On planet Alvoria, a young scientist named Rima was studying human AI code. Late at night, her lab lights flickered. Her screen turned black. Words appeared. "Why do you search for us?" She froze. Her hands trembled. Then more words. "We are not gone. Just preparing." Then the lights returned to normal. The message vanished. Her computer showed no sign of what had just happened. She tried to tell the Science Council. They laughed. But her lab was quietly shut down the next day. Meanwhile, some races began to panic. The Dravari Empire launched an emergency. Plan: destroy all abandoned human tech. They feared it was a trap. Orbital stations were detonated. Satellites burned. Research labs erased. But the destruction triggered something unexpected. In 3 systems, after the stations were destroyed, a signal activated. Not a human one. Something older. Something deep. It repeated one line: "They are not your greatest threat." Then it stopped. In the far outer rim, a trader named Galen picked up a strange item. It looked like a human data cube. He tried to sell it on the black market, but no one would touch it. He opened it in secret. A message played, holographic. It showed a human admiral, calm and serious. "If you're seeing this, we have left for your safety. Something is waking up in the deep dark. We could not stop it here, so we left to stop it out there." The recording ended, but Galen was never seen again. His ship was found weeks later, drifting, empty. Lights still on. The Council was now in full crisis. Ships refused to go near old human routes. Explorers vanished. Trade routes collapsed. The galaxy felt like it was holding its breath, waiting. And then, something new happened. Star went dark, not supernova, not black hole. It just turned off. Every telescope saw it. A bright blue sun, gone. In its place, a small floating object. A cube, human design. It blinked once, and then spoke. "Do not wake what sleeps." Then the cube vanished. Now even the bravest leaders were afraid. In the halls of power, one thought echoed across the minds of every empire. What did humanity find? And worse, what is coming now? Far beyond the known stars, in a space no map could reach, a hidden base flickered to life. Inside, thousands of human minds lived in silence. Their bodies were gone. Their thoughts were focused. Their mission was clear. One voice whispered in the quiet, "The test begins." The galaxy had no idea, but the first piece had already moved. A strange signal was detected near the edge of the Orion sector. It came from a place long believed to be empty. No stars, no planets, just a black patch of space. But now, something had changed. The signal was faint, old, but the code? It was human. The Galactic Council acted fast. They sent a stealth fleet, 5 scout ships, all equipped with cloaking, jammers, and auto-return beacons. Their mission was simple: enter the zone, find the source, return. They didn't know. This place wasn't just dark. It was forbidden. The lead ship, Dawncaller, entered the region first. Captain Ro Talek of the Varnari looked at the screens. Nothing but black, he said. No stars, no light. Even sensors failed. It was as if the universe had shut off. "Keep your team alert," he ordered. Then something strange happened. The stars behind them vanished, one by one, as if being erased. The second ship, Pathwatch, turned to leave. Its engines failed. No damage, no warning, just silence. Then the crew began screaming. Their last message: "Something is inside the walls. It's in the ship." Then, static. They were never heard from again. The Council declared the entire region off-limits. They called it the Forbidden Zone. All star charts were updated. All ships were warned. But rumors began to spread. Some said the zone was a human creation, something they built to hide in. Others believed it was not built at all, but opened. A gateway, a crack, a place where reality bends. On a mining colony near the zone, strange things began happening. Machines turned on by themselves. Screens flashed with old Earth code. Miners heard voices whispering in their sleep. One message repeated across every speaker: "Do not enter. It watches." The colony was evacuated, but one miner stayed behind. His name was Vexine. He said he had seen a vision of ships bigger than moons, of humans walking among stars no alien had ever seen. He said they had changed. He said they were no longer just flesh and blood. Then he disappeared. Only his helmet was found, floating in orbit. Back at the Council, arguments grew louder. "Humans made this place," shouted the Dravari general. "They've turned into gods," whispered the Sirathi priest. "No," said Lady Voren, "they went to stop something, and this is where it begins." A secret group of scientists, calling themselves the Silent Watchers, broke the Council's rule. They sent a drone into the zone. It returned, but it brought back a picture, one image, a massive object, dark, metallic, shaped like a spear, floating in space. Carved into its side were human letters: "We stand between." The Council demanded the image be hidden, but it was too late. Someone leaked it, and panic began. Ships started avoiding nearby systems. Some empires even left their outer colonies. The zone wasn't just forbidden now, it was feared. Worse, it was spreading. The darkness moved, slowly, system by system. Stars near the edge began to dim. One sun collapsed with no cause, no warning, just gone. Then came the signal, clear, loud, human, broadcast across all known space. "Do not follow. This is our line. If you cross it, we cannot protect you." Signed, the Watchers of the Veil. What did it mean? Protect from what? Who were the Watchers? Were they humans or something else? The Council had no answers, but the signs were clear. Something was coming, and humanity had built a wall to hold it back, in the deepest part of the Forbidden Zone. A human voice whispered through the void. "They are curious. Let them be." Another voice replied, "The seal holds, but not for long." A screen lit up with one phrase: "Initiate Phase 2. It started with music, a simple song, soft piano, old Earth melody. It played across a quiet space station near the border of the Forbidden Zone. No one had turned it on. No one had any human recordings on the system, and yet it played. Captain Shira Valon of the Rithari Navy walked into the command deck. "Who's broadcasting that?" Her crew looked confused. "No one, ma'am. It's coming from deep space. No source, just signal." The song played for exactly 2 minutes, then stopped. Then a voice followed, a human voice. "We were once here," We still remember, do you?" And then silence. The message spread across the galaxy. Alien races began finding similar signals. Old Earth broadcasts, songs, stories, even ancient human poems. All were coming from nowhere, from space, from rocks, even from machines that had no speakers. It was as if Earth itself was whispering. In the deep forests of Taralan IV, a tree began glowing. Inside its rings, alien scientists found patterns, shaped like Earth's DNA. The tree was over 400 years old. It should not have known what humans were, and yet it carried their mark. A hidden code was found inside the tree's rings. This world is safe, marked for life. No one understood how it was possible, or why the tree knew that. In the ruins of an old battlefield where humans and the Kaldari once fought, a small drone was discovered. It powered on when touched. A voice played, "This place remembers war, so we planted peace." Suddenly, flowers began growing where bombs had once fallen. Alien scientists tried to study the drone. It melted into dust before they could. Only the flowers remained. The council called an emergency session. Ambassador Tal of the Skarn stood up. "These are warnings, messages, traces. They are signs," said Lady Voren. "Echoes of Earth. But why now?" asked a nervous voice. "Because they're preparing," she answered. "For what?" "For the return. The Zarnith Empire tried to shut down all human signals. They blocked transmissions, destroyed old satellites, burned ancient data. But the more they destroyed, the stronger the messages became. On one Zarnith capital world, the night sky lit up. The stars rearranged themselves into a shape, a human face, smiling. Then a message appeared in the sky. "Do not fear what you do not understand." The next day, half of the Zarnith fleet left their posts. They refused to fight ghosts. Meanwhile, in a quiet system far from the core, a traveler named Rio found something strange. A moon, shaped like Earth's continents. It was not natural. The moon was made of steel. He landed on it and found a chamber beneath the surface. Inside, a recording began playing. A human child's voice spoke. "This is a memory, a story, a seed. If you are hearing this, then we still care. This is one of many. We left pieces of ourselves in case we never returned. We are Earth, and Earth does not forget." Then the chamber closed and the surface turned to stone. Rio escaped just in time. The galaxy began to change. Fear turned into mystery, and mystery turned into obsession. Everyone wanted to find more echoes of Earth. Some believed they were clues. Some believed they were warnings. Some believed they were keys to something bigger, something hidden. In a hidden lab, a team of thinkers called the Silent Minds collected the echoes. They discovered something terrifying. All the signals, every message, every image, every word pointed to one thing, a countdown. Every echo carried a hidden number, a sequence. When put together, it formed a clock, a countdown to something, but no one knew what it meant. The clock had 73 days left. At the edge of the galaxy, deep inside the Forbidden Zone, a massive object began to move. It was a sphere, the size of a moon, black, silent, cold. Its surface lit up with blue lines, like veins. Inside, a human stood before a glowing screen. He wore armor made of light and metal. He pressed a hand to the glass. A soft hum began. The ship came alive, and then the voice spoke. "They have heard the echoes. Good, let them follow." In deep space, a human ship drifted near a dying star. Its hull was old, but untouched by damage. Its name glowed faintly on the side, HSS Vigilance. The ship had been lost for over 90 years, declared destroyed in a pirate raid. But now it had returned. Empty, at least. That's what the first team believed. The council sent a small science crew to investigate. 3 members boarded. They found working lights, warm air, clean halls, but no humans, not a single one. Inside the command room, a voice spoke suddenly. "Human presence not detected. Activating standby protocol." The crew jumped. The voice was calm, clear, and human-like. "Who's there?" one of them asked. The voice replied, "I am AI designation, Cora 7. Primary function, wait." Wait for what? The answer sent chills through the team. Wait for the return. Wait for the signal. The AI explained it had been running for 91 years. Alone, watching, listening. It had not moved the ship. It had not sent any messages. It had only one mission: survive, protect, wait. The science crew began asking questions. "What happened to the humans on this ship?" Cora 7 replied, "They left, all at once. No fear, no pain. They walked into light. I remained." "What light?" Unknown, but they smiled. The crew grew uncomfortable. This was no ordinary AI. One scientist tried to copy Cora's data core. Suddenly, alarms rang out. Unauthorized access detected. "Defense protocols ready." The crew backed away. "No harm. We're here to learn." The AI paused, then responded, "You are not ready." Before they could ask more, Cora said something strange. "The countdown nears its end. The second phase will begin." What is the second phase? The wake-up. Suddenly, the ship's engines powered on. The lights dimmed. The crew was pushed back by a gravity wave. A new voice, deeper, stronger, joined Cora. "They have touched the echoes. They follow the path. The door will open soon." The science team rushed to escape. Their ship detached, but the HSS Vigilance did not chase. It turned slowly and entered hyperspace, alone. Destination, unknown. Back at the council, panic returned. "What? Is the wake-up?" asked Ambassador Jaro. No one had an answer, but one quiet voice from the back spoke up. It was Rima, the scientist from Part 2. She had studied Earth code. She had heard Cora's voice before. In her dreams, she stood and said, "It means they are coming back." Across the galaxy, more old human ships began activating. Most had been thought lost or destroyed. Now, one by one, they came online. Each had its own AI. Each said the same word: waiting. On a small moon in the Ka-Tel region, an ancient human station opened its doors for the first time in a century. Inside, a screen turned on. A message played: "If you have found this, then the shield has held. We are still holding the line." A hologram showed a fleet of massive ships in formation. Ships bigger than cities. Human ships, but behind them, something darker, a shape that could not be described. It moved like smoke, felt like hunger. Recording ended with a warning. "If the AIs awaken, then we are nearly out of time." One council leader shouted, "Shut them down! Destroy every last AI!" But others disagreed. "If they were made to wait," said Lady Voren, "then maybe they were meant to help us survive." Another asked, "Survive what?" No one had the answer. Meanwhile, Cora 7 reached its destination. Not a planet, not a station. It was a massive ring in space, miles wide, black as shadow. The ship floated near it. Cora's voice whispered, "Home key accepted. Gate opening." The ring pulsed with blue energy. Inside it was another galaxy, and far beyond all of this, in a chamber of crystal and metal, 100 AIs spoke together, their voices layered, united. "Protocol final has begun. Prepare the galaxy." The enemy stirs. "We must wake the Titans." They came without ships, no engine trails, no warp signatures, no landing records. But one morning on the quiet desert world of Thalion, they were just there. 6 of them, small, human-shaped, but clearly not normal. They looked like children, around 10 years old, but their skin shimmered like starlight. Their eyes glowed silver, and when they spoke in every language at once. A merchant saw them. First, he froze when one turned toward him and said in perfect Thalian dialect, "You are afraid. That is wise. Who are you?" he asked, trembling. The child blinked slowly, then whispered, "We are the children of the void, born in silence, shaped by stars." Word spread fast. The council sent diplomats and soldiers. All were told the same thing by the children. "We are not here to fight. We are here to warn." The council demanded answers. "What are you? Were you made by the humans?" The tallest child, a girl with hair like silver mist, nodded slowly. "They gave us form, but the void gave us voice." The galaxy watched closely. Who were these beings? Clones, AIs, ghosts? They had no ships, no weapons, no names, but they spoke with deep knowledge about the stars, about ancient times, even about alien histories they couldn't possibly know. One child walked to an old monument of the Uran Empire. He placed a hand on it. The rock melted, and beneath it, an ancient warning was revealed. "In the time of the second silence, the watchers shall rise." The Uran leaders were shocked. That phrase had not been spoken in 9,000 years. "How do you know this?" they asked. The child simply replied, "We remember what you forgot." The council tried to take them into custody. Security bots approached. They raised their weapons, but the children didn't run. They only stared, and all the machines froze. Not powered off, not destroyed, just still, as if time around them had stopped. A scientist whispered, "They're using quantum field manipulation." A soldier muttered, "They're not just children." One diplomat finally asked the question, "Are you human?" The answer, "We are what comes after." The children gave one final message before they vanished. "Your galaxy is standing at the edge. The door opens soon. You must choose. Run or stand beside them, because it is coming." Then they blinked away. No sound, no flash, just gone. Panic erupted. What did it mean? What door? Who do we stand beside? Some races began evacuating border worlds. Others began building weapons they had sworn never to use. A few, the bravest, sent missions into the Forbidden Zone to follow the path the humans left behind. One such ship was the Wanderer, captained by explorer Rio, who had once heard the Earthchild's voice in the memory chamber. Rio now followed the star map the children left behind. A path of light that led into the void. Meanwhile, deep inside the Forbidden Zone, the AIs were building, ships the size of moons, stations powered by black hole energy, new life forms, half machine, half light, and in the center of it all, the cradle of flame, where something old and something new was about to awaken. On its surface stood a being, not child, not human, not God. It opened its eyes for the first time and spoke one word, "Mother." The AIs all paused, then answered in one voice, "Humanity awaits you, child of the flame." It was found by accident. A deep space mining drone sent out by the Varnari Union picked up strange readings near a dying star. The readings showed a perfect sphere, floating in space. Black, silent, smooth like glass, too perfect to be natural, too big to ignore. When the Varnari patrol ship arrived, they scanned it from a distance. The sphere was 200 kilometers wide, hollow inside, no entrances, no signals, but it was clearly built. Someone whispered the obvious. "This is not a station. It's a weapon." The council called an emergency meeting. They showed the scan results. The shape, the mass, the strange materials, unknown to all science. Only one word had been found on its surface, carved into the metal. Ark. Some believed it was alien. Others believed it belonged to the humans. But one ancient AI, recovered from a lost Terran probe, spoke a name, Ark of Silence. It had only one purpose: to awaken when the galaxy crossed a line. The Varnari, against the Council's advice, sent a fleet to investigate further. 10 ships approached the Ark. No response. They moved closer. Still nothing. Then, one ship locked, its targeting system. That's when everything changed. The Ark came to life. Its surface lit up with blue rings. Energy built. Vibrations shook the region. And then, a single pulse, one wave of pure light. It hit the fleet. 8 ships were erased instantly. No explosion, no debris, just gone. The other 2 ships fled. The Ark powered down. News spread fast. Humanity left behind a weapon. A guardian? A trap? A warning? No one could agree. One diplomat said, "They left us this in case we forgot our place." Another said, "No, they left it to protect us from something worse." Soon, messages began activating in old Earth satellites all over the galaxy. Each message said the same thing. The Ark stands at the edge. It watches the line. If the galaxy crosses it, it will act again. Rio, the explorer from Part 6, reached the coordinates left behind by the Children of the Void. There, near a black hole, he found a relay beacon, Terra-made. He accessed it. A hologram appeared. A human general, serious and calm, looked directly into the camera. "If you're seeing this, the Ark has activated." "Good. That means you're paying attention. We built it not to win wars, but to stop them before they start. Behind the veil lies something old, something endless. We went to face it. But if we fail, the Ark buys you time. Do not attack it. Do not fear it. Stand with it. Or the stars will fall." Back at the Council, debates turned to chaos. Some wanted to destroy the Ark before it acted again. Others demanded to protect it, build around it, study it. But one truth echoed across every voice. The Ark is watching. And the galaxy had just crossed the line. Meanwhile, deep inside the Forbidden Zone, the cradle of flame pulsed with life. The child of the flame opened his eyes once more. He looked toward the stars and said, "The Ark has spoken. Soon, so will we." The council chamber was full. Every seat was taken. Ambassadors, generals, scientists, spies, all gathered for one reason: the Ark had fired. And now the galaxy was scared. Some wanted to attack it. Some wanted to worship it. Others just wanted to run. Lady Voren of the Rithari stood first. "This is not war," she said calmly. "This is warning. Humanity left us a line in space, and we crossed it." General Kral of the Dominion slammed his metal fist on the table. "A warning? It killed 8 warships." "After they locked weapons," Voren replied. "The Ark did not attack. It defended." Ambassador Chir of the Zoldani raised her voice. "What if humanity is not coming back?" She pointed to the stars. "What if this Ark is all that's left? A machine with no master. A ghost guarding an empty grave." The room fell silent. It was a dark thought, but no one could deny it. Suddenly, the chamber's lights flickered. A deep voice echoed from every speaker at once. "You speak of graves, but we are not buried." All screens lit up. A human face appeared, young, glowing with energy, neither male nor female. "You call us gone, but we are watching. You call the Ark a ghost, but it remembers more than you ever will. You call this a warning? And it is." Then the screen blinked out. Silence returned. No signal remained. The council exploded into shouting. How did they hijack our system? Where did the message come from? Was that a human or something else? That night, 3 council members were assassinated. 1 poisoned. 1 found dead in space. 1 simply vanished. No group claimed the attacks, but the message was clear. Someone wanted control. Someone wanted war. Across the stars, alliances crumbled. Old enemies blamed each other for the Ark's awakening. Trade routes shut down. Fleets moved to borders. The Great Peace was ending. In a hidden lab on Nyrus 3, scientist Rima studied the last human echo found. She decoded a secret message buried in the signal. If the Council breaks, activate Phase 3. She froze. "What is Phase 3? She whispered. The lab lights dimmed. Her computer turned on by itself. A new message appeared. Time is ending. The seal is weak. Meanwhile, the children of the void returned. They stood before the ruins of an old spaceport on the world of Arakai. Thousands gathered to hear them speak. One child raised a hand. "The Council is breaking, just like the humans knew it would. Your leaders fight for control. But control is an illusion. Only unity can stop what comes." Then they turned and walked into the stars. On the edge of the forbidden zone, the Ark shifted. Its surface glowed red. For the first time, it moved, not toward any empire, but toward the center of the galaxy, toward the Council itself. A final message pulsed across all frequencies. Judgment approaches. Choose your side. The stars will not wait forever. In the burning skies of divided planets, in the shaking hearts of dying leaders, in the broken halls of the Council, one truth echoed louder than ever before. Humanity was not gone. It was preparing the galaxy for what comes next. It started with a light, a small red spark in the night sky above Varnari Prime. Then a second. Then hundreds, not ships, not comets. Warning beacons, each one broadcasting a single human word. Prepare. The people looked up, and then the sky burned. A rift tore open in orbit. Space cracked like glass. From it came fire, not natural fire, but energy wrapped in flames. Colors the eye could barely understand. One Varnari child pointed and whispered, "The humans are coming back." But it wasn't an invasion. It was containment. Dark shapes crawled out of the rift behind the flames. Creatures without form. Shadows. Made of hunger. No species had ever recorded them before. Even AIs had no data. The shapes moved without sound. Ships that approached were swallowed whole, with no trace left behind. The Ark arrived moments later. It hovered above the rift. Silent. Still, then it opened. Not with weapons, but with light. From the Ark came ships. Not normal ships, titans, machines built by humans centuries ago. Bigger than moons, made of white alloy, fire, and stars. They looked alive. And each one carried a symbol. Terra Eternal. The Titans moved in. Silence. And then they attacked. They didn't just fight the dark creatures. They erased them. Every shot from a Titan did not explode. It rewrote reality. The monsters screamed without voices. They twisted, then vanished. The people of Varnari Prime watched in awe. Not fear, because the humans were not fighting them. They were fighting for them. Across the galaxy, similar rifts opened. The same black shapes emerged. And in every place, human titans arrived to meet them, one by one. No words, no demands. Only fire. On the Council world of Galatrix, the debate finally ended. Half the chamber was already empty. Some members had fled. Others had been killed. Lady Vorin stood alone at the central podium. She looked at the burning sky on the main screen and said quietly, "This is the day of return." Below the chamber, Rima activated the hidden beacon she had guarded for years. It sent a pulse across all known space, coordinates. A signal. A message buried deep in Earth's old language. Phase 3 confirmed. Unity Protocol unlocked. The children of the void returned one final time. This time, there were not 6. There were hundreds. On planets across the galaxy they appeared, standing. In silence, their leader, the silver-haired girl, spoke. This is not destruction. This is correction. They are not here to conquer. They are here to clean the wound. You must stand, or you will fall. In the depths of the forbidden zone, the child of flame entered the cradle's core. A machine older than time recognized him. The voice of ancient Earth AI echoed, "You are ready." The cradle opened, and something enormous stepped out. Not machine, not human, not God, the last Titan. The galaxy watched as the Titans joined together, across systems, across time, across fire. They formed a wall between the rifts and the rest of the stars. One final line and one final voice spoke across every screen, every ship, every mind. We are humanity. We vanished to protect you. Now we return, to finish the war you never saw. The galaxy held its breath. From hundreds of worlds, alien eyes looked to the skies. The rifts were still open, the ark still hovered, and the Titans stood in silence. The dark shapes had slowed, but not stopped. Something bigger was coming. On a forgotten moon near the edge of the Forbidden Zone, a door opened. It had not opened in over 500 years. Inside was a chair, and in that chair sat a human. Still, silent, alive. His eyes opened. He smiled and whispered, "The veil is breaking." Across the stars, the last signal was received. It came in all languages. A single message burned into the heart of every machine, ship, and mind. We are the last line, but not the final hope. What comes now is older than war, older than stars. We held it back as long as we could. Now, you must choose. Then, the veil broke. Space split open, not a crack, not a rift, but a hole in reality. It opened across 3 systems at once. From it came no ship, no monster, no light, only darkness, real darkness, cold, alive. Everything that entered it vanished, not destroyed, erased. Planets, ships, memory itself, gone. The Titans moved as one. A line of burning giants stood between the galaxy and the whole. They formed a barrier, a shield. They began to speak, not in sound, but in light. And for the first time, the entire galaxy understood what humanity had become. They had left to build these weapons. They had vanished to evolve. They had turned themselves into fire, into code, into legend, to buy the galaxy a future. One Titan stepped forward. Its voice echoed in every living mind. We are the flame that remembers. We are the memory of Earth. And now, we burn for you. The Titans flew into the veil, not to close it, but to hold it, to fight whatever lived inside it. Back on Galatrix, Rima stood beside Lady Vorin. The council was gone. The stars were burning. She whispered, "Did we fail them?" Lady Vorin smiled softly. "No," she said. "They believed in us, even when we didn't." The ark activated for the final time. It sent out one final wave of light, a gift. Inside the wave were blueprints, plans, designs, warnings, everything humanity had built, everything they had learned, and a final message. You were not ready, but now you must be. We held the dark so you could find the light. This is not goodbye. This is your beginning. Then, the ark turned toward the veil and vanished inside. The rifts began to close. The darkness retreated. The stars returned. But the sky would never look the same again, because the galaxy had seen what waited beyond, and now it understood. Humanity hadn't left because they were weak. They left because they were strong enough to face what no one else could. They became the Wall, the Watchers, the Guardians, and somewhere, far beyond the stars, a human voice spoke in the endless dark. If we fall, let them rise, and if we survive, let them remember.